I'm doing a backsplash. This countertop compared to that countertop, it's not a straight line, they're uneven, and we have to install 3 by 12 tile in a brick style. Going down this way, that one also just a bit this way, very slightly though, that's almost level. We have to start from here and go that way installing the tile. If I were to follow this countertop and then cross over and continue my tile and try to meet the level of that countertop, my whole tile is going to be going this way, you know, kind of curved. If I put the long level here, I have a huge gap here. Check it out. If I press on this end of the level, see how much it goes up on the other side. So how do you install tile starting from here going that way and have the grout lines perfectly straight when you have this kind of countertops? So then the plan is, and the best way to go about it is, let's remove this from here. There's gonna be these little wedges here and here. These are gonna be under the tile, serving as spacers. I drew a line on top of the tile. I put 2 more spacers here, like this, and put my tile here, and I drew the line, okay? I hope they stay there, they don't fall. If you hear a sudden noise and you get scared, one of the tiles fell here. Okay, so I got that line going on, and I took my long level and continued that line all the way there. That's gonna be my grout line, my first grout line. So these tile are gonna be full tile, sitting on top of the countertop. That's the grout line, the pencil. Okay, so taking that over there, okay, we solved the problem, sort of. When we reach that countertop, our tile, this tile, full tile, is gonna kinda hit here, hit the side of the countertop, see? It doesn't, if I put it on top of the countertop, the line is higher. So I have to cut that plus a little bit of a spacer. So let me show you. I'm gonna put these spacers here. And if I set the tile the same as on the other side, look how far above we are above the line. So that's more than on this side. See? So the bottom of this tile is gonna get cut. The tile will get lower, and the pencil line will match the top of the tile. That's how we deal with these problems. Tiny sliver from the bottom of the tile here. We cut only from this first row here. So then we put the spacers there, we put the tile on top, and we want the pencil line to be right above the tile. That's gonna be the first grout line. Nobody will ever notice that first row, maybe the first 3 tile are gonna be cut a little bit from the bottom of them, so they are perfectly aligned and the grout line goes straight. And those tile are going to be full, exactly like those, the bottom over there, and these full tile, meaning nothing was cut from the bottom of them. And because see, this is a long countertop, and it's all one line, and the big window separates the areas, so there was no issue of having 2 separate countertops and having to run the tile over like we did here with the stove. 2 countertops, but the tile has to be perfectly aligned. So yeah, that's the plan, because this is what this customer wants. They want me to start from here and go with full tile right there where the countertop ends or starts, full tile, and then half a tile here, exactly like here. Okay, we got full tile, half full, you know, to start like that from here, because she considers that corner not so important, not so obvious. There's going to be something there on the countertop that blocks the view. But here, she wants the full tile to start here to match what I did on the sides of the window. Okay. And then she wants the metal trim to go here and there, exactly like this one here. Okay, this is not grouted yet, but you get the point. All right, so I can't really start there because I have to start with full tile here. So I have to cut each and every tile. So when I put the spacers down like that and set the first row of tile, I see the pencil line right above the tile. And when I hit that countertop there, the tile will just be full on top of the countertop all the way to the end. And that's how you deal with countertop problems on the sides of the stove. They are not level. Most of the time they're not level. And if a tile installer was, or I were to install tile here, follow this countertop, and then kind of draw a line from this corner to that corner and under the tile, and kind of shape my tile to go, you know, as the countertops go. When this tile job will be done, you're gonna have, you know, this kind of curved lines, grout lines and tile, and it's just gonna be horrible. Imagine the dining room table is right here. Somebody's gonna sit here and they are gonna have the perfect view to see a bad tile job from this height. When you're sitting down about this height, then you're gonna see how bad the tile job is gonna be if it's not done right. So see, the part that I'm gonna cut is gonna be it starts from 0 here and goes to about 1/16 here, gets to about 1/8 over there, and then here I have a question mark and a dotted line because I have to have these 2 tile installed on the wall, so then I know the third one, how much of the third tile overlaps the corner and how much of it I have to cut straight here and then that way. Okay, so here's the beginning. I already made these 2 cuts. You see the wedges, the spacers are there, and you see the pencil line pretty much above the tile. And from this tile, check this out. This is how much I had to cut from it. This is a very tiny piece of tile. Hard to focus on it. Okay, this is how much I had to cut from it. Plus the thickness of the blade. So this was on the bottom of the tile, and the thickness of the blade probably takes another 16, about something like this. So yeah, that's how you do it right. This plus the thickness of the blade is taken from that tile. That's how I get a perfect grout line. The pencil will be the perfect grout line right there. And then this means each and every other row of tile that goes above these will be straight. You can never tell that somebody cut from these when everything is done and you don't know about it. You can never tell unless you really take a tape measure and just go and perfectly measure. Nobody's going to be able to tell that this was cut from the bottom of the tile. But this makes a huge difference. It's much better to do that, those 3 cuts, than have everything curved and just horrible. So yeah, that's how it's fixed. I hope you can have your backsplash done right if you run into the same issues. And everything should be checked before the first tile is installed. Okay, so this is a few hours later. Most of the backsplash is installed. There's still some cuts to be done under there, all the way down. We got a full tile here, half full, and we started from here. We got the metal trim in place. We also have a metal trim. That's how it looks there. It's hard to see this edge here. And from that side, it looks like the other one. So yeah, I'm about to make those cuts there under the microwave here, and that will be it for today, but I just took some time to give you an update. I also went down behind the stove, not only below this line, but below the countertop itself a little bit. So I put 2 rows of tile below that point. This stove has this kind of backing here, but some new stoves are flat, totally flat here. There's nothing here sticking up. So if this homeowner or another homeowner changes the stove in the future to one of those stoves, you don't want to be able to look through here, through this gap or somewhere there, and see the paint. You want to see tile if there's a gap there, if there's going to be a gap. And that's about it. This is just a quick update to show you how things are going. So next is this cut. That's going to go right there. And this part here, it's going to go up there like that. And then all the way there, when I reach that end, it will be done for today. This will dry overnight, and then tomorrow grout for all of it. Both these and this.